Inihahandog ng Philippine Air Force at ng himpilang ito ang programang gagabay tungo sa kapayapaan ng bawat mamamaya at pag-unlad ng buong pamayanan. Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran.
Mayong adlaw sa tuntanan mga higala, kami po ang inyong Philippine Air Force, your air warriors, skylifters in the Visayas. At muli pong sumasayang papawid ang aming palatuntunang Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran Cebu. Kauban ang kusog na signal sa tulo ka partner na mo na radio station diri sa Cebu City. Daghan kayong salamat kay Ma'am Annabel Lagrosas of DYMR 576 kHz Radio Pilipinas, kay Sir Jem Reviosa ng DYAR 765 Sunshine Radio Cebu, kay Sir Jonix Tapalyakan of DYLA 909 kHz Radio Pilipinas, kay Ma'am Payet Renyan and Ma'am Hazel Glory of PIE 7 sa pagtabang sa itong programa karong adlaw. Ako po inyong host, First Lieutenant Edebert B. Baguio, Philippine Air Force, at kasama ang aking mga co-host na sina Staff Sergeant Anne Francis M. Tompong, Philippine Air Force, and A1C Roel Grijaldo, Philippine Air Force. Partners?
Muli, isang mapagpalang araw para sa ating lahat, lalo na sa ating mga libo-libong tagapakinig at taga-subaybay sa programang ito, ang Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran Cebu. Tayo din po ay napapanood sa ating social media platform sa Facebook page ng 1000 VGB Niyab, 1000 PAV, CMOAMC at ng UpUp Cebu. Ang programa pong ito ay para po sa ating pagnanais na maihatid ang mga impormasyon na may kinalaman sa pagsulong ng kapayapaan at kaunlaran sa ating bansang Pilipinas.
Let us also welcome our comrades from AMC, from 205th Tactical Helicopter Wing, from 250 Presidential Airlift Wing, from 220th Airlift Wing, from 505th Search and Rescue Group, from 560 Airbase Group, PAF CMOG, SSCSP Cebu Chapter, and 5th ARSEN. Daghang salamat for tuning in with us and for supporting our program.
Mga kasama, kinagagalak po natin makasama ang ating resource person ngayong araw na si Miss Jasmine L. Espinosa, Chief Assessment Section Revenue District Office, AP, of Pandawi City from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Ma'am, bumati po muna tayo ma'am sa ating pong mga tagapakinig at taga-subaybay.
Hi, good afternoon. Maayong hapon sa tanan nga naminaw karon sa atong programa. Og salamat kaayo sa Philippine Air Force for inviting me here to talk about taxes and any other updates on our tax system.
Yes, ma'am, thank you ma'am. Ma'am, para po sa unang katanungan ma'am, no? Ma'am, ano po ang mission, the functions, and mandate po ng Bureau of Internal Revenue?
The mission of the BIR is to collect taxes through just enforcement of tax laws for nation building and the upliftment of the lives of Filipinos. And ang function po natin is to, it's a revenue service in the government na responsible to collect more than half of the total revenues of the government. Like now, we have a goal for this year in 2023, we have a goal of 1.599 trillion pesos. So it's really very hard on us to collect, but we do our best to meet that goal at the end of the year. So far, in the first semester, we met the goal for the half of the year, and we are looking forward for a positive result at the end of the year. And yung mandate naman ng Bureau of Internal Revenue is it is under the supervision and control of the Department of Finance. And its powers and duties shall comprehend the assessment and collection of all national internal revenue taxes, fees, and charges, and the enforcement of all forfeitures, penalties, and fines connected therewith, including the execution of judgments in all cases decided in its favor by the Court of Tax Appeals and the ordinary courts. The Bureau shall give effect to and administer the supervisory and police powers conferred to it by the National Internal Revenue Code or other laws. So yun yung mission, functions, and the mandate of the BIR.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. No? Partner?
Yes, ma'am. To continue, ma'am. Ano-ano po ang mga latest programs, activities, and projects ng BIR?
Dito po sa atin, dito sa Revenue Region 13, which comprise of Cebu City and also the island of Bohol. So we after we passed the ISO 9001 2015 edition certification last June, just this year, we are now preparing for another challenge, the expansion of the ISO certification. We are doing our best to have this certification in order to better serve our taxpayers. So yung ano din, yung mga activities din, like from the national office, we have these mga mission orders like run after tax evaders, yung fake receipts, yung fake cigarettes. So yun yung mga programs ng national office. So we are given any instructions from the national office if may i-assist kami sa kanila ng mga taxpayers na hahanapin namin, but there should be a proper mission order.
Okay, ma'am.
So
No,
yun
ma'am,
yung-
may follow-up question lang po ako, ma'am.
Yes.
Ano po yung mga common na yung types of taxes, ma'am? Yung usually natin na naririnig yung mga valid
Value
value
added tax.
Apo, ma'am.
So yung mga types of taxes.
Yes,
So yung very common natin is income tax, 'di ba? So yung income tax, we have the 1701 and 1702. 1701, that's for the individual. 1702 is for the corporation. So yun yung ITR na tinatawag natin, annual income tax return, and meron din tayong quarterly income tax return. So aside from the income tax, meron ding value added tax. So yun yung nag-a-add on ng 12% on our purchases. So for example, kakain tayo sa restaurant. So the restaurant owner, if they are VATable, VAT registered sila, so they will add 12% on our purchase price. So yun yung VAT. Then we have this withholding tax and compensation. Like tayo as empleyado, meron tayong deduction na withholding tax. So yun yung withholding tax and compensation. Meron ding withholding tax on expanded. That's from the business na side, if they will purchase the goods or services, meron yung 1% or 2% expanded withholding tax. Or if yung business ay nagre-renta, so yung yung withholding tax naman doon is 5%. And then we have this documentary stamp tax, yung mga contracts, especially lease contracts or yung original issuance of shares of stock, meron din yung mga rates. So different rates for different transactions. So yun ang mga common na mga tax types natin.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, no? Partner?
Yes, partner. Ma'am, tanong ko lang po, no, speaking of yung value added tax, kasi ma'am, di ba napakalaki nito? Parang paano ba siya mapapababa?
Ay, na talaga yan? Fix na talaga yan, 12%. For individuals like us na wala tayong business, tayo yung end user. So, hindi na natin yun makiklaim as input tax. Diba? Kung business pa tayo, so when we purchase, meron tayong add-on na 12%. So, sa business natin, pag-record natin doon, yung input tax, pwede natin siyang i-deduct doon sa output tax, yung sa sale natin. Kaya, bababa yung VAT payable mo. But for individuals, na like for example, as empleyado, hindi natin yun ma-deduct doon sa sa withholding tax natin or sa tax na binabayaran. So parang na yun, it's a final na babayaran natin ang 12%. So kasama na yun doon sa mga pang-grocery natin. So except for those items na exempt from VAT, so wala yung VAT, like yung mga pork, yung mga meat, yung seafoods, wala yung VAT. VAT exempt yun sila. Pero pag kakain tayo ng restaurant, so it is already processed, mag-a-add yan ng 12%. So yun doon, parang add-on na talaga doon sa cost mo na you will take that out from your own pockets. So it's sad to say, it's still 12%.
Wala, natanong ko lang ma'am kasi yun nga, para sa karamihan, di ba, lalo na yung mga jobless, na masyadong malaki yon para sa kanila, yung 12% na yon. But anyway, speaking of yun nga ma'am, yung sa VAT, no? Para ma-enlighten po ang lahat, no, for the awareness na rin at sa mga mamamayan natin na hindi alam, bakit po ba kailangan na magbayad tayo ng tax?
So every government has to raise revenue. So yung number one na na ginagawa ng isang gobyerno is to pass on or to raise revenue through tax collection. So itong tax gagamitin ng government to spend, especially on education, on healthcare, sa safety ng mga tao, sa infrastructure, and any other basic needs. So kung walang tax, paano na yun? Wala siyang maibigay doon sa mga tao na who will handle on the safety or on the security. So and also sa infrastructure, wala tayong roads, yung bridges. So hindi yun magagawa if walang tax. Kaya the citizens of the country should do their best or will do our best na may ambag doon sa coffers of the doon sa budget ng government. So it's the revenue less the expenditure, but mostly ngayon yung problema natin is more on the expenditure na part and lesser on the revenue. That's why we really wanted to meet the goal na sinet ng Department of Finance para sustain natin yung expenditures o yung budget na binigay ng national government. So yun, very important talaga yung tax. Except for countries siguro na like may country dyan na super yaman nila. So they won't, okay lang sa kanila na walang tax. Yung I compared nga sa Southeast Asia, the Philippines noon, before the CREATE law, the Philippines has the highest corporate income tax rate na 30%. And ngayon, after the CREATE law, nasa it's either 20% or 25%. So sa atin,
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, na-mute po kayo, ma'am.
sorry na po. Yun nga, yung sa personal income tax naman, we have exemption din on the amount of yung salary mo, yung income ng isang tao or inang business. If it's below 250,000, then it's exempt from income tax. Pero lang, yun nga, there are other taxes aside from the income tax. Like for example, yung sabi nga natin, yung na-discuss natin kanina, on VAT, na hindi natin siya mawala. But on the income tax na side, there are individuals or entities na exempt from that. Pero ayun, it's very important na may tax system tayo so that we can also budget every year yung expenditure natin. So yun lang yung ma-share ko, yung the importance on the tax na sa isang government or sa isang country.
Okay. Ma'am, we have a short break po muna, ma'am, no? Alang sa mga gamay na pahinumdum.
Sige.
Step into the heart of airlift excellence at the Pacific Airlift Rally 2023.
Co-hosted by the Philippine Air Force and the Pacific Air Forces.
Airlifters from 14 nations across the Indo-Asia-Pacific region gathered to exhibit air mobility's importance,
Showcasing its role in humanitarian assistance and disaster response.
the indispensable C-130s are the core of this multinational exercise, highlighting interoperability exercises on low-cost, low-level altitude airdrops, paratroop drop, and mass casualty evacuation.
Also conducted are tabletop exercises on airlift operational and logistical management, and subject matter expert exchanges on austere and expeditionary medicine, chaplain support, and resilience building, among others.
As the Pacific Airlift Rally conclude, these skies once again unite nations.
Demonstrating the unwavering commitment to excellence, cooperation, and a safer world.
Okay, balik na sa atong topic alang sa uban pang mga importanteng announcement na gikan sa BIR. Okay, ma'am, actually na mention murag nimo na ning na answer ka ganina kung unsay ginabuhat sa atong government, ma'am, no, sa mga nakolekta ng mga tax. I think yung partner ko, ma'am, may additional question, ma'am. Partner?
Yes, sir. Ma'am, for additional question, sino-sino po ang mga exempted sa pagbabayad ng tax dito sa Pilipinas?
So yun nga, under the train law, individual taxpayers with annual taxable income amounting to 250,000 or below are exempt from payment of income tax. Yung ano din natin, 13th month pay and other benefits up to 90,000 are also exempt. So yung may mga bonus tayo, yung mga 13th month, 14th month, basta up to 90,000 lang, it's exempt. The non-stock, non-profit educational institutions, all assets and revenues used actually, directly, and exclusively for educational purposes only. And other non-profit organizations, they are exempt from tax, from income tax. So yun yung ano yung mga examples na yung mga exempt from tax in the Philippines.
Ma'am, follow-up question lang, ma'am. If mga entities, ma'am, or mga corporations, halimbawa yung mga church, exempted din po ba sila sa taxes, or yung hospitals, ganun, ma'am?
Ang sa church naman, 'di ba, si church naman is separate from the state, no? So they are exempt. They are exempt from tax. So kaya nga yung mga donation natin exempt. So ngayon for hospitals naman, the qualified
Sir, muna isa dito, pero pipilitin namin madala rin lahat yun doon, sir, kung kaya ngayon.
for hospitals, yung qualified proprietary education institutions and hospitals naman, which are non-profit, are subject to tax of 10% of their taxable income. But starting July 1 until June 30, 2023, so last June lang, yung tax imposed shall only be 1%. So ngayon, it's until June 30 lang yun, na 1%, balik na naman tayo to 10% ngayon. So yung hospital, they are not exempt from tax. Pero may special rate lang sila.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, no? Partner?
Nakamute pala ako. Okay, ma'am, for my question naman, ma'am, paano naman, ma'am, nakakaapekto ang pagbabayad ng tax sa ating ekonomiya, ma'am?
So there are a lot of aspects na may impact yung si taxation sa economy sa isang bansa. So like for example, yung sa labor supply natin, productivity ng labor, economic growth, inflation, production and consumption of goods, yung savings rates, income distribution, resource distribution, and also the level of government spending. So for example lang, the higher income tax, 'di ba? Kung higher yung income tax rate, may impact doon on reducing yung sasabihin ng isang empleyado, ay ang taas ng yung withholding tax ko. So the take home pay is lower compared to countries na lower yung income tax rate nila. So the amount of that employee na spend niya is lower din kasi yung take home pay niya was already cut doon sa amount of yung amount of taxes na withhold ng company. So kung mataas din yung tax natin, so mataas din yung revenue ng government. So kung mataas yung revenue ng government, then the government can spend more. But magsasuffer yung meron siyang effect din on not only so kung sa government it's a win on the part of the government, but sometimes may losing din na end on the part of the consumers kasi mataas din yung babayaran niya na tax. So kaya yung it's very hard to kung ako ba kung nasa ako yung economist, parang ang hirap-hirap pala no na anong gagawin mo pag mataas can we change the rate higher or can we have it lower? Kasi if babaan mo din yung tax, may impact din yan doon sa revenue ng government. Kasi we will collect less amount compared to the previous years. Kung tataasan mo naman, magsasuffer naman yung ibang citizens, especially yung mga jobless. Wala silang, mas low ay yung cost of living nila mas mataas kasi the prices are also 'di ba mag-a-add din yun ang amount ng tax doon sa mga products na ibebenta yung mga products and services. So meron talaga siyang either a good side or positive or a negative impact on the economy on what rate or how much tax would you impose to the citizens or to the businesses. So yun lang yung may mga effect din siya. So kasi yung ibang bansa mataas yung rate nila, like for example may 50% akong nakita, but their services to the citizens is okay din. So happy yung citizens nila kasi for example universal healthcare, so wala na silang babayaran doon sa hospital. It's because they also paid more on their taxes. So if their income take home pay their income would on gross income is 20,000 and their tax is 50% of that, then they can take home 10,000 lang. But they enjoyed the benefits na binibigay ng government. So it's I think depende kasi yan dun sa mga lawmakers if kasi tayo kung tataasan natin yung tax natin dito sa Pilipinas, marami talagang magpro-protest. Kasi gusto natin lower. But we cannot expect na na yung services ng government is the best kasi lower yung tax rate natin. So yun yung yung impact niya sa economy.
Then, ma'am, follow-up ko lang, ma'am, no? Ma'am, ano sa tingin niyo yung problema, ma'am, sa taxation natin dito, ma'am, sa Philippines? And paano kaya natin ito maayos, ma'am? Aside from doon sa mga hindi nagbabayad, ma'am, no?
For me, personally, and not as a collector, parang complex yung rates. Ang dami-dami kasing, for example ko lang expanded withholding tax. Different nature or different businesses may different rates. So may 1%, may 2%, 5%, ganon. So sa amin naman as collector, dapat namin we should know these rates kasi baka magkamali kami doon sa computation namin, doon sa pag-audit namin, magkamali yun. So there's a question na naman on the business na side. And then sa Southeast Asia naman, I can see na higher yung tax rate natin, but because after the CREATE law, nagbumaba na siya. Competitive na siya in the sense na kasi yung iba nasa 17 to 25%. And now tayo nasa 20 to 25% for corporate. But mataas lang yung sa individual na income tax natin. So, yun. Complicated siya. Maraming forms. Iba-ibang taxes, iba-ibang forms. So yun lang yung sa personal na side ko na nakita ko. But sa ngayon, the BIR is doing our best. Like we have this digitalization. We also have we improve on our systems. Yun nga lang, dalawang system na ginagamit namin ngayon. So we are doing the parallel run. I hope the taxpayers would also understand na at this time may dalawang system kami, mayroon ding manual and meron ding e-service. So we will cope up with these changes naman. Kaya lang yung problema lang namin more on the internet connection. So, but I hope the national office can resolve those issues in the future.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Partner.
Yes, oh. Ma'am, na sabi niyo po pala kanina, no, yung isa sa mga activities niyo, no, yung run after tax evaders. Tama po ba, ma'am?
Yes po.
Ma'am, can you comment, tanong ko lang, sa ngayon ba, may mga personalidad ba kayo na hinahabol?
Meron din po doon sa
malaki-laki yung kanyang hindi nabayaran na tax, ano? Kasi di ba nga napaka-importante nito para sa government po. Meron po ba, ma'am?
meron pa din tayong like for example, sa ngayon, yung since mayroon tayong yung ginawa ni Commissioner, yung Commissioner natin si Attorney Romeo D. Lumagi Jr. So meron silang ginawa dun sa yung taxpayer na malaki yung effect. Kasi kung makikita mo sa page ni Commissioner, doon makikita mo yung mga activities niya. Yung yung isa is yung sa fake receipts. So may marami silang nahuli doon na mga naggamit ng fake receipts. So yun yung they filed a case doon sa sa fake receipts. And the last time that I knew, may mga tao din kami dito from Cebu City na pinadala doon sa national office sa Department of Justice na marami kasi sila all over the Philippines yun simultaneous filing of cases doon sa mga taxpayers na hindi nagbayad ng kanilang buwis for how many years. So yun nandun yung mga listahan, marami talaga doon nandun. So like I think last month lang yun nangyari. So aside from the fake receipts.
May mga nakasuhan na rin kayo, ma'am, na mga tax evaders na ito, ma'am?
Yun nga, yung mga cases na yun. So, it's still ongoing yung filing of the case. So, pero andun na din sa court.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, ano-ano po kaya yung mga activities niyo, ma'am, projects or programs na pwedeng makipag-collaborate or makipagtulungan ang Philippine Air Force para po sa pag-implement nito?
Like this one, I am happy na ganito, may program kayo na ganito kasi sa BIR din po, meron din po kaming tax awareness program. So, may mga social media, may din kami, YouTube, meron ding Twitter. So, and also we conducted mga various seminars din po dun sa mga taxpayers na who would ask us nga to assist or to conduct seminars on tax updates. So, this one, like this, program, so I think this is the best way na mag-collaborate din yung sa Philippine Air Force na part and also ni BIR. Especially, the Philippine Air Force is marami po kayo. And like now, we are still waiting for the implementing rules and regulations for the extension ng estate tax amnesty. So I think part ng mga members, mga kasama natin dyan sa Philippine Air Force have families na who wanted to avail of this extension ng estate tax. So this estate tax would be until June 14, 2025. Naglapse na from kasi yung last na extension is just until June 14, 2023. So may law noon, then it was already passed and approved. And now we are now waiting for the implementing rules and regulations for this extension ng 2 years. And nag-expand din yung coverage niya from December 30 until December 31, 2017, naging May 31, 2022. So humaba yung coverage. So yun yung yung gusto na din namin na mag-collaborate with the Philippine Air Force.
Yes, ma'am. Looking forward that, ma'am, no, for the future collaboration. Ma'am, we have a short break po muna, ma'am, no, alang sa gamay na pahinumdum.
A cyclist, swimmer, runner, and an active member of the Philippine Air Force Reserve, Nico Huelgas. A Filipino professional triathlete who competes internationally and the first Filipino to win a 2 gold medal in the men's individual triathlon event at the Southeast Asian Games way back 2015 and 2017. After retiring from the national team in 2018, Huelgas entered the PAF's Reserve Command and currently the chairman of the Philippine Olympic Committee's Athletes Commission. Huelgas spearheaded relief operations and fundraisers in the provinces of Tarlac, Bulacan, Albay, and Tingloy Island in Batangas during the pandemic.
It's a great honor to be recognized and awarded a Military Merit Medal due to my service in the Philippine Air Force. There are a lot of skills that I aim to learn through the various trainings of the Philippine Air Force. And that's your PAF in a minute. Join us in our next slide.
Okay, balik na sa atong topic alang sa uban pa mga important announcement na gikan sa BIR, sir. Partner?
Yes, ma'am. Dumako naman po tayo sa ating mga bisita sa araw na ito. Unahin po natin ang ating mga members na from SSCSP. Baka may mga katanungan po kayo.
Or you can, yung reactions button, kung may i-raise kayo ng question, you can choose the raise hand button sa ating mga attendees. Baka may follow-up questions kayo kay ma'am.
Sir, ako na muna, sir. Baka nag-iisip pa yung iba, sir.
Sige, may follow-up question. Sige, partner.
Ma'am, additional questions lang po, ma'am. Regarding po sana sa excise tax, ma'am, ano po yung mga produkto na naapektuhan nito, ma'am?
So sa excise tax naman, we have this division in the regional office. So yung may ibang sa district, ako nasa district office. So iba yung yung focus namin ng mga taxes, except excise tax. But on the excise tax naman, it's on the minerals. Like for example, like may contractor, may siya, pupunta siya doon sa bundok. Kukunin niya yung sand and gravel. May excise yun kasi quarry, excise tax on the quarry of the mineral. And meron din excise tax on doon sa wines, yung mga alcohol. So alcoholic beverages, meron din 'yon. And then may employee from the excise na nakatutok din doon sa production ng paglabas doon ng mga bottles of those alcohols. Meron yung responsible official from the BIR. Parang siya yung kahit na hindi siya from that corporation or company, andun talaga siya nagbabantay kung magkano yung lumabas or how many liters ba yung lumabas. So may computation din doon sa excise excise tax. So yung sa cigarettes din, meron din yung excise tax.
How about yung fuel, ma'am? Kasama din po ba yan sa excise tax, ma'am?
Yung sa fuel naman, yes, meron sa fuel kasi din natural din siya, natural. Pero meron din tayong yung sa fuel marking, ibang team din yun yung ma-handle ng audit ng mga fuel markers. So yun yung mga examples lang natin. Ay, o nga pala, yun mga vehicles din, meron din excise tax. Yung mga luxury cars, meron yun. So yun nga, may additional taxes yan pagpasok dito. So nung mga vehicles, and then yung sa fuel din meron din.
Thank you, ma'am. Sa ibang kasama po natin sa Zoom meeting, baka may mga additional questions po kayo.
Yes, ma'am, magandang hapon. Basta sa
go ahead.
tuloy lang, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead po, Mr. Tuyen.
Ma'am, tatanong ko lang, ma'am, meron na bang nakulong na tao na hindi nagbabayad ng tax?
As much as possible siguro, that person would really find ways na magbayad sila ng tax. Wala pa akong na-think kung sino yung nakulong. But I know na marami kaming nakasuhan and they paid more or mga millions of pesos doon sa kaso na nanalo si BIR. So may marami din yung mga personalities. Yun lang. So sa nakulong, parang mabibil. May iba kasi bailable yung case eh. So yun lang. Wala akong naisip na tao na
Wala pa talaga, ma'am, nakulong talaga, ma'am, no?
may nakita ako sa news na may isang accountant na na nasa yung nakita ko na may case number something. So I think meron lately lang, this month lang na taxpayer.
Okay po, ma'am.
Any other question po, clarification sa ating guest? Sa ating mga participants? So, okay. So, I guess, wala na, no? Walang question. Siguro clear naman lahat. Okay. Okay. So kung may mga naisip po kayo ng mga question or clarification, you can chat naman po sa ating chat box. And mga kasama, bago po tayo magtapos sa ating programa ngayong araw, ating po munang hingan at pakinggan ng parting statement o message ang ating special guest ngayong araw. Walang iba kundi si Miss Jasmine L. Espinosa, the Chief Assessment Section RDO80 Mandaue City, Bureau of Internal Revenue. Ma'am, baka po may mga additional announcement pa po kayo, ma'am, or gustong pasalamatan?
Since we are now ISO certified yung sa BIR, ito yung quality policy namin. I just would like to share this with you, yung part ng quality policy namin. So we recognize that the taxpayer are our partners in nation building. To strengthen and sustain this relationship, our organization shall provide quality and gender-responsive service to taxpaying public with utmost respect, sincerity, and integrity. And that's why we always want our service to improve and to have ang problema lang namin dito sa ngayon is yung number of personnel kasi kulang talaga kami. And we cannot cope up dun sa demands kasi ang dami-daming taxpayers, and especially this district, Mandaue City, which the Philippine Air Force na nasa Lapu-Lapu, nakabase sa Lapu-Lapu City is under this district. Yung Mandaue City na Revenue District Office comprised of 23 municipalities and 3 cities. Marami yung Lapu-Lapu City, Mandaue City, Danau City, Pugo City, and 4 cities pala. So, malaki yung jurisdiction. So, from Balamban to Bantayan Island, to Camotes Island, to San Remigio, Medellin, Cordova. So, it's part of this very big revenue district. So, that's why I hope yung mga tao, yung sa taxpayers na side naman, they would understand why kung pupunta sila dito sa amin, sa district na to, na nasa Insular Square Mall, Mandaue City, marami talagang tao compared to other district offices within Cebu City. So, yun lang. And as much as we can, we really wanted to cater all the taxpayers na nagvi-visit dito sa office namin, nag-walk-in, kasi alam din namin kung paano yung struggle na you will line up, especially yung iba from far places, from far north, like 3 to 4 hours pa na biyahe papunta dito sa office, and they come here very early. Yeah, tapos ang haba-haba pa ng pila. So we really hope na itong digitalization ng BIR would ease in doing business with BIR very soon. So yun lang po yung yung message ko na yung understanding ng public sa kung bakit ito yung nangyari, but we are trying our best to cope up with those demands.
Thank you so much, Sir, Ma'am, for that comprehensive information you discussed to us. Saludo po kami lahat sa BIR7 at sa mga programa na ginawa po ninyo sa ating area of responsibility. Hanggang sa muli po, Ma'am. Thank you so much. And with that,
Mga kaibigan, sa ngalan po ng aming Commanding General Philippine Air Force, Lieutenant General Stephen T. Pareño, Philippine Air Force.
tangalan din po ng aming Commander, Air Mobility Command Major General Joannes Leonardo B. Dimano, Philippine Air Force.
Sa ngalan din po ng aming Wing Commander, Tactical Operations Wing Central, Brigadier General Ramil G. Oloroso, Philippine Air Force.
Ako po si First Lieutenant Edebert V. Baguio, Philippine Air Force, the Director for Civil Military Operations of Tactical Operations Wing Central.
Ako naman po si Staff Sergeant Ann Francis Antompong, Philippine Air Force.
At ako naman po si A1C Roel Grijaldo, Philippine Air Force.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta at pagsubaybay. God bless, mabuhay po tayong lahat, and keep safe everyone.